Should be good now.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's saying record.
Okay. All right. All right. Can y'all see me?
No,
No,
not.
you turned your video. There you
No,
go.
okay. Okay. So does it look like I'm videotaping?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and go first since I didn't. I just kind of kept my responses quick, short. I'll do yours first, Cindy, because I do yours last. As I was looking at it and reading over it, I mean, your information is really good. I mean, leadership, how you use your PLC. You know, show leadership with designating, you know, what needed to be done. When I got to your appendix, I mean, that was really awesome. I mean, I like how you use the two teacher working condition surveys and you parallel them to put everything together. So it's right that you can see everything at the end, even though you discussed it in the paper. So I thought that you use really good graphics. You stay within the rubric of what we needed to do, and you were specific about the information that you provided. As for yours, Whitney, same thing. You used more of your graphics within your paper, but you stayed on topic. Both had great grammar, sentence structure, stayed within the rubric. And I was actually able to go back and use some, get some structure from you guys and touch up my paper a little bit for resubmission. So you did an awesome job.
Thank you. Whitney, I'll go ahead and go next if you're okay with that. Whitney, I thought your paper was great. I saw that I think you went back and added some research into your paper, or we're going to add some research into it. That's the only suggestion that I would make. I thought your leadership was great. I liked how you did the surveys, and your narrative was good. It explained everything clearly. Grammar was great. APA was great. I'm just trying to think what else. I think you probably found the same thing, your gap analysis that I'm going to be doing mine on, which is the new teacher support for new teachers. And so I like that. Trying to see what else. I think everything was organized great, labeled perfectly. That all looked good. Look, you could see your leadership and how you did the survey with your staff, and how you compared the surveys and talked about each one of them. I liked how you broke it down into, just a couple, a survey, and then you talked about it, and then another survey, and parts of the survey, and then you talked about it. So, and then Tisha, I thought yours was great too. I think I only noted a couple of things is like, and I know you were just having surgery. You were doing good to even get it on there. I'm surprised you got it on there, done with all that you got going on. But I just mentioned that to do the running head and add an abstract, and maybe talk a little bit more in the narrative about observations, because I think that's one of the things we had to have is the observations over a 5-day period or something like that. I don't know if that, I think that we had to have that in there. I'm not sure. But I thought it was great. You showed your leadership, and I know it's got to be hard in a high school because you're in a high school, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's got to be hard to get a survey done in a high school because you're not that. I mean, I'm assuming you're not kind of that close knit little group like we are in elementary school. Maybe you are, but it's easier for us to go around and, hey guys, we just sent you a survey. We need you to do it. And I'm assuming in high school it's not so easy. So
it's different because in high school each department has their own groups, so to speak. So when I initially sent out the survey, I sent it to people that I thought would respond. And so I sent about 15, 20 people. I only got like 2 responses.
Oh, wow.
So I resent it out again to another 10 or 15 people, and including some of the people I sent to the first time. I ended up with, out of, I said a good 25 people, I ended up with maybe 7 responses.
Yeah,
and then,
it's hard.
And then the fact that I wasn't there, I haven't been there, so they don't see me like, hey, I need you to do that, or I'm going to their room, they do that. So yeah. I'm not there to be persistent and be the pest that I am. so it did suffer a little bit again with me not being there. I wasn't able to do the survey, the observations then, but hopefully when I go back, I can go back and be able to add that in there. Because I only went back to work for a week and a half.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then
Well,
I was out again.
yeah, well, I thought you did great just being able to get a survey in with all that you've gone through. So that was great.
Yeah.
I thought APA was great. Your organization was fine. Just with, like I said, those things, the appendix and running head.
Right.
And once you get back, add some things to it about the, observations that you make. And maybe use the language a little bit more. I think I put this in, well, maybe I didn't send it to you, I don't know. But just using the language of needs analysis and gap and, or needs assessment gap analysis a little bit more.
Right.
So.
Okay. Thanks.
And I'll just continue on with Tish's as well. I noted kind of the same things that Cindy did. The first thing I noticed was that you didn't have an abstract, so add that in, like she said. And yeah, and again, your running head. I did like how you compared your survey, your school survey, with the teacher working conditions survey. It gave a lot of good data to compare and even some similar data. I felt like your questions that you asked in your survey were, they led right with the 5 categories that you talked about, which was really good. I know you probably feel like you didn't have the best results just because not that many people took the survey, which I think I had the same type of issue. It's just really hard to ask teachers to do more than they have to. and be a volunteer for something like that. A lot of teachers don't want to do that. But I felt like your organization was good with the your headings, and your APA looks good. Maybe when you get to your reference page, double space those. I don't know if they have to be, but I'm thinking with the rest of the paper double space that they may need to well. But everything else looked good. And go and do your 5-day observation and just narrate that. And I think you should be good to go with yours. But yeah, I'm surprised you got that much done with being out as much and with surgery, because I understand that that issue. I was in that boat last semester with surgery.
Yes.
Cindy, yours looked great. Everything looks good APA wise with yours as well. I like all the detail you really added about all of your observations and how you separated those. I felt like mine was more narrated within me talking about the survey, but you had separated yours, and I really liked that and how much detail you gave. Maybe check some spacing when you put in a date. I see some parentheses that don't have a space between the words.
Okay.
So maybe just double check that. And also with the APA, I don't know the exact rules of when you're citing something in a paper or referencing, like when you say according to so-and-so and then put a year. I don't know if you have to reference it again at the end of that sentence.
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah. I'll go back and look at that.
I don't know if that's a thing. I know I did it in mine, but you may not have to do that.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at one on page 7, according to Marco, Marcia, and Lee, or 2013, and then you continue your sentence. I don't know if you need to put another reference at the end of that.
Okay.
That's just an example.
Okay.
But everything else looked great. Your observations were good, and I liked your charts with the your best practices included, and all of your appendix looks good as well. There's a lot of good data.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I think that's it. I was going to ask a couple of questions though. Do we have to, in this paper, do we have to tell what our gap analysis, like, do we have to tell the thing that we're going to choose, or is that something we do after we meet with our team?
I did not go ahead and say that in my paper, and Dr. Bullis did not tell me that I had to yet.
I just wasn't sure what to do, because I felt like maybe some of the things that I included in this paper really should have waited to the third paper. So I wasn't sure, and I haven't gotten feedback yet, so I'm not sure.
I got feedback once, and that's where he told me to go and add the research. Tisha, you probably didn't see my research in there because I didn't re-upload it to the discussion board. Totally forgot to do that. But he already told me to add it to the Dropbox, and he didn't mention specifically saying that yet. So
Okay.
I'm assuming not yet. Maybe for task 3.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to cut us off if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to do that.